What is up, you guys? My name is Josh, also known as Harry Tornado, and you are listening. I was about to say watching. You're listening to Triple Thrift Podcast. I'm here with my best two friends in the entire world, Drew, also known as Profit Monsters, and Joey Badabing 22, also known as just regular old Joey. And this podcast is all about reselling on YouTube. We're all resellers and we're all YouTubers, and we just thought we'd get together once a week and give you guys kind of a, I guess, behind the scenes look at our lives and just talk about things that are going on in our business and
It's
sometimes even our
technically a
personal.
behind the scenes listen, but
It's so hard because we're all YouTubers and then the podcast is only audio. But then last week we did a video version of the podcast and it just gets so confusing. So anyway, guys, it was Christmas yesterday. Today's the day after Christmas. So Joey, take it away, man. How was your Christmas? What's going on in your life? How's it going? Missed you so
So
much.
I miss you guys. Merry Christmas to everybody. I didn't get to say Merry Christmas to anyone. I'm actually sick. I don't know if you could hear it like through the mic here, but I just have like a little cold. No COVID. I'm not sick, like really really sick, but just like a congestion thing. But it went really good. Destiny got me a scooter that I was asking for. I didn't think she was gonna get it, so like I
She
had
came through.
she came through, I swear. I had 5 presents under the Christmas tree and they were small, so I was like, I'm not getting the scooter. Like I was kind of sad. And then I opened up all 5 and I was like, okay, like I love all my presents, like they're awesome. And then she's like, all right, go away. And I was like, what do you mean go away? And I was like, all right. So I went away and I come back and there's a big box by the tree. I'm like, no way. So I got the scooter. Got the scooter and I only rode it for like 10 minutes and then I had to put it away because we had to go to our family's house and stuff. So I need to ride it. I'm off tomorrow, so I'm gonna ride it all day.
Sounds
he's
fun.
he's
Drew?
gonna make a video thrifting on it.
Yeah.
Oh, of course.
I don't think you can carry much stuff on it though. Does it have a little basket or something?
No, it's just like scooter.
Just a scooter. Drew, how was your Christmas?
My Christmas was good. Danny and I decided to just focus on the kids this year, and so we really didn't get each other much. We got like a couple things that was like the shed was really our Christmas present to each other because it gave my wife space back in our house because I was storing stuff in our living room, and then it gave me, not having to go to the storage unit. So like the shed was kind of our Christmas present for each other. And we just focused on getting stuff for the kids. And between me being sick when I had COVID, and then my kids are both kind of under the weather right now, they both have little colds, like runny noses and stuff. We just been relaxing at home, resting, watching movies, hanging out. We did a little bonfire tonight. So, but yeah, it was really good, and just thankful for friends and family. So, yeah.
How's your shed coming along? I saw your video where you were like putting stuff in it. But it just seemed like to be honest, when I first saw your shed, I was like, man, that is going to be, because I know how big your storage unit was and how packed it was. And I was trying to like do the math in my head. I'm not like a you know, a contractor or anything. I was like, that's going to be a tough fit, but it looks like you're getting everything in there nice and tight.
Yeah, it's coming along really good. I kind of went with the like the I guess you could say like the Lonnie method. I guess I said it in the video, but I put some
Yeah.
shelving like in the middle, so then I had like aisles to walk down, I guess, because just doing it up against the walls on both sides wouldn't have been enough. Because I do have some random stuff here and there, but pretty much everything from my office, like but obviously it's an audio, so you guys can't see as we're talking, but my office used to be stacked high with bins of clothing, and now my office is completely empty because all that stuff has moved into the shed. So like between my storage unit, my office, and what was in my living room, it all fits into the shed. And there's still like an 8 by 12 space in the front of the shed that I plan on turning into either an office or like a listing area, so that I can be in the shed like late at night and do YouTube videos or lives or do listings and stuff like that, where I don't have to be as quiet as I have to be when the kids are sleeping late at night because my office is right next to the room. So shed's coming along really good. Waiting for the electrician to come out and finish installing the wiring, and then I got to get it insulated. So that's the next step.
It's awesome.
How
That's
about
so
you? How
cool.
was your Christmas, Josh?
It was good. It was good. We went to my family's last weekend, and then this weekend we went to my mother-in-law's house, and then my wife's grandma's house the day of Christmas, and it was just fun, man. Good time with family. Um, I love gift giving. Like giving gifts is my love language, and we were able to kind of spoil a lot of people this year. So it was really fun watching everybody open presents. Like I actually my brother-in-law wanted an Xbox Series S, like the I guess the digital version, like the $300 one, but it was still sold out. So I found one of my scummy reseller friends that was scalping Xboxes, and he had both. But he also collects like sports cards and Pokemon cards and stuff. And this was after he told me he had the Xbox after I had opened up all my Pokemon cards. So I was like, all right, well let's work out a trade here. I got some Pikachu cards that are worth $200-300 ungraded. Let's see what deal we can work out. And I'm pretty confident none of my family's listening to this podcast. So I traded the 2 rainbow Pikachus and the 2 fat Pikachus and like 4 other decent cards, like the Nessa full art. I don't know. It was probably like $600 worth of Pokemon cards plus $200 for the Xbox Series X. I felt like it was a pretty good deal. He got a good deal on ungraded cards. He was still going to like have to send them in and pay for the grading fee and everything. And I got an Xbox Series X for my brother-in-law. So
That's awesome.
pretty cool.
Sweet,
I thought it was a
dude.
good trade. Yeah, I don't know.
One second.
People-
Who is the scummy reseller friend?
It's
Reezy?
just this guy.
Reezy?
No. It's this
'cause
guy
he
local to
made
me.
Okay. Reezy made a video that was like scalpers giving away PS5s or something like that. So I just assumed that it was him.
Yeah, Mike Reezy, he probably felt bad. He's like, listen, I've scalped like 1,500 PS5s. I need to give at least one away to negate. No, I'm just kidding. Mike's a really cool guy. I've just recently started talking to him kind of behind the scenes, and he's a really cool dude. But he has flipped a lot of PS5s for sure. But that was cool. There's so many people that are giving away consoles and stuff now, and they all kind of. Anytime I see him, I just think about Caleb, the Phoenix resale, because he was the first one to really do it. And now I'm just like, it's cool that you want to give stuff away, but I feel like you're just trying to jump on the trend here. But
Yeah.
that's what all YouTubers do, so I can't blame them.
Yeah. So let's go into a little bit of reselling stuff. How has everybody's sales been for the past week, with Christmas and stuff? Because obviously, as we talked about last week with how crazy the post office has been and delayed shipments and people are angry and stuff isn't arriving. How are you guys doing with sales? And how have you been having any more issues with delayed shipments?
Me personally, I don't really sell as much as you guys probably would, but I'd sell like one thing a day, but I haven't had any troubles with any of my packages, which I'm kind of really happy about. But I've only like
That's
shipped
great.
out in December probably about like 30 or 40 items, so I haven't had anyone say anything, which I'm very very happy about. Because I don't want to have to refund anybody and not get paid for it or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
So yeah, sales have been really good. I just sold this glass, this opalescent glass. It's like a kind of like a little
Oh,
vase. I
that
put it on
blue
my
base you posted on Instagram.
yeah, I put it on my Instagram. I bought it for like $2 at Goodwill. I sold it for $59.99. I don't know anything about stuff like that, but the niche lady, I was on her live. Shout out to you. She was like helping me out, like what the keywords for it, because I had no idea what this is, but it just looks so cool. I picked it up at Goodwill.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a great sale for me. And then I sold these billiard or these like pool balls, and this buyer, I put this on my Instagram too. The buyer bought it. He sent me an offer. It was a pretty good offer. I had it up for like $80, offered me 65. I was like, I only got it for $3, so I accepted it. And the guy's like, hey, these aren't these aren't vintage, and they look a little discolored, and I want to just cancel it. And I was like, are you sure? Like, these are vintage, they're pretty rare, And I don't see any of these online, and they're definitely not discolored. It's the way they are if you look at it, because they don't look like any other pool ball that I've seen on eBay.
Yeah.
So I put rare on there because they are pretty rare, and yeah, I just had to cancel that. So I was kind of sad.
So he didn't.
Yeah, I saw that
So
on
you
your
didn't ship it
Instagram.
to him yet.
No, he bought it on Christmas. It was yesterday on Christmas,
Okay.
and I was so excited. I was like, "Yes, I sold these. I bought them for $3. Like, I can't wait to ship these out." And then, like an hour later, he must have been drinking too much eggnog or something, and had to refund it. So,
Got carried away.
yeah.
I've had this one item, and I actually posted on my Instagram in a competition for vintage toys. It's a Back to the Future slot car set, and I bought it at a garage sale for $5. And I had it listed for like 125, and I've slowly brought it down to about 100. I'd say I've had it for at least 8 months, probably more. And I the reason that I'm having issues with it is because it doesn't have the original two cars. It's just the track, the controllers, and the box. So you can find the cars on eBay, or someone who has the cars that needs the original box and stuff. That's why I bought it, because it was so cheap. I have sold that item literally 4 or 5 times. And every time I sell it, I message the buyer and say, "Hey, I want to make sure you read the description." In my title, it says, "Please read cars not included" in the title. No slot cars. And then in the description, it's in all caps, the first thing you read in the description. And so I've sold it 5 times, and every time I message the buyer and say, "Hey, want to make sure you understand the cars are not included," they ask to cancel the order. And
Of course they do.
I just had somebody.
True, you're a full-time reseller. You know good and well buyers never read the title or description of the items that they buy.
Which is why I message them every single time I sell that item, because I've had multiple full price sales on that item, and I'm like, "Hey, listen, did you read this? Because this is why I'm selling it at a good price. This is why $100 is a good price for this, because with the cars in the box, it sells for like 200."
So, well, there's another thing. Like, how much are the cars on eBay? Because what if you just bought the cars to complete the set?
It's been so long since I've looked. It's a DeLorean, and then it's something else. I don't even remember what the other car is, but at this point, I'm probably better off buying the cars and then instead of trying to sell it. But like, someone made me an offer today for $50. I had it listed for 100. I just declined it because I knew they didn't read the ad with that low of an offer. And then they sent
What
me a
if they
$70.
did, though?
Well, here's the thing. They sent me a
What if they're like,
$70.
"Oh, that's perfect. I have the two cars. That all I need is," and you just canceled it.
Well, I'll tell you how I know, because I'm a full-time reseller. After I declined it, they sent me another offer for $70, and then 10 minutes later they retracted their offer.
Okay.
So they sent me an offer going, like, I would have accepted a $75 offer at this point, but then they retracted their offer. I'm like, "There you go. You read the description, buddy." So,
Oh man, yeah.
at least it's only been one cancellation, Joey. I've had that same item canceled so many times. It's not even funny.
That's wild.
So,
I think I had that happen on a pair of shoes. I was trying to sell one shoe because every time I'm at like the Goodwill bins and I find a really good shoe and I passed on it, people would comment on the video saying, "Oh, you can sell one shoe on eBay." Like, there's people that only need one. I'm like, yeah, there are, but how many people only need one shoe, want this specific shoe in this size, And it was like a pair of white Vans, like just regular Vans shoe, but it was like new with tags, and it was just one. And I think I sold that 3 or 4 times, and it kept getting canceled or returned. I think
you sold it to a viewer, didn't you?
Yeah. I made a video about it, and then I like signed it and
Yeah.
like decorated it, and then sold it to a viewer for like $5 just to get rid of it, because I got so tired of like dealing with the returns and cancellations and questions. And it's true. Like, no matter how many times you put it in the title or the description, people just don't read it, man.
it's crazy.
You know what you should do, Drew? You should retake the picture, and then what you can do is go on like an editor, like an editing like platform, and put like the words on the picture, like in the main picture. Yeah.
It's
See if that works. Just see if that works, because why not,
Yeah. So I actually really like this topic just because of the fact that you guys only sell on eBay, but I also sell on Poshmark, Mercari, Depop, and other platforms. And this is exactly one of the reasons why I love selling on Poshmark, because when somebody buys something on Poshmark, there is an absolute no return policy on Poshmark for item not as described, or I don't like it, or doesn't fit on Poshmark. And this is one of the reasons why I love to argue, not argue. I like to debate when people say that Poshmark's fees are too high at 20%. One of the reasons I absolutely love debating this topic is because when you actually understand what you get with Poshmark and the features and the seller protection, it so outweighs the costs that you pay. Plus, the buyer always pays shipping, and plus, the platform is really easy to list on. There's a lot to go into, and since you guys aren't Poshmark sellers, I won't go into it, in too detail. But when you sell a pair of shoes on Poshmark, somebody can't say they aren't green enough, and you advertise them as green. They're more blue. Poshmark will say,
Mhm.
"Sorry, you should have looked at the pictures better, buddy." Or if somebody says they ordered a 10 and they don't fit, Poshmark won't accept that return. Poshmark says you need to know your shoe size.
Yeah.
So, that's one reason why I really love Poshmark, and they just make the platform so simple for sellers that the 20% is well worth it. Especially if you're on eBay, you have eBay is, let's just call it 13%. It's a little lower than that, but for most sellers, let's just call it an average of 13%. Then you have promoted listings. You have, if you offer free shipping, you take that out of your sale. And then you have promotions. You can run store promotions. So, $100 item on Poshmark, you sell it on Poshmark for $100, you get $80. Then you minus out your cost of goods. If you have something on eBay for $100, you have 13%, so then that's $87. And then if you were on promoted listings at 1%, that's another $1. And then you have, if you were running a promotion on your store, let's say you were running a 10% off sale, minus another $10. And then if you had free shipping on it for a pair of shoes, minus out that cost, you're paying more than the 20% that Poshmark charges. But
True.
most resellers don't realize that because they don't do all the math. They just think, oh, I paid 13% fees on eBay and I offered free shipping. So, anywho, shout out Poshmark.
Yeah, I mean, I think Poshmark is especially good for shoes. Like I don't know. I know I could put my store on eBay in like categories, which is something I really should do. I need to hire a VA to like go through my eBay store and just categorize everything, just to make it easier for people to shop. Because I went on Renzi's Poshmark and I was just looking at their shoes to see if I could find a pair to buy, and it's really easy. You go in there and you can search men's shoes that they have and in your size, and everything's really organized. It's really easy to bundle because I mean they can ship up to 3 or 4 pairs of shoes for what, $5, or like the
Well,
buyer would pay $5 in shipping.
the buyer pays like $7.91, I think, or $7.98 for
It was up
shipping
to 5 pounds though.
of anything up to 5 pounds.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
you could buy a pair of shoes on Poshmark for basically $8 shipping. And on eBay, if you were offering calculated shipping, if you were across the country, it'd be between $14 to $20 for that one pair of
Yeah.
shoes.
Yeah. The
So,
minimum it would be is eight, no matter where it's going, pretty much.
correct. So, and it's typically more than that on eBay. So Poshmark does have a great deal for now. If you're buying a T-shirt, Poshmark sucks because you're paying $8 for one T-shirt, whereas on eBay it'd be
Yeah.
first class. Let's say you pay $4 or $5. But
Well, do
at
you
the end of
think
the day, go ahead.
do you think that because buyers on Poshmark know that they have to pay that $8 shipping, that makes them more likely to find something else in your store to add to the package just to feel like they're getting a better deal?
Absolutely, and that's why Poshmark has the bundle option, or the bundle button, I guess you could say, so people can add items to their bundle, and then you can offer them a discount for multiple items or a discounted shipping rate for multiple items, and then you just pay that difference in shipping. So, for example, if I'm selling a T-shirt, it's really weird because I do sell a lot of shirts on Poshmark, and it surprises me that somebody would buy a $12 shirt from my Poshmark closet. Like, I'm
Well,
talking old clothing.
isn't Poshmark like clothing items anyways?
It's mostly clothing and shoes, but they do have a spot for hard goods, and like they've opened it up to household goods and other things too, like linens, pillows, like a home goods
I think
place where
people
you
like
can.
push that though. Like I've seen some people sell like, cell phones and I think we were talking about in a video before about OtterBox being Vero on eBay, and he's like, "Well, I sell my stuff on Poshmark." I'm like, I don't know if it's allowed there either, but
I mean, you
I think
can. You
when
just put it
Poshmark
in
is
the
trying
you
to
just
do
put it in
like,
the home section. So you put it in the home goods section. It's not really like appropriate, but it's not really frowned upon either because Poshmark, in that sense, from my understanding, doesn't really care because they're still getting paid. But they don't have like a
makes sense.
toy or video game section. But the bundle option is great for Poshmark, but it still surprises me how many shirts I sell. When I first started going to the bins, I would get like 10, or I'd get shirts for 50 cents at the bins and then I'd sell them for like 12 to $15. Now I
Yeah,
don't buy stuff like that. My average sell price is way skyrocketed since I started doing that because I stopped picking up $15 shirts. But still, I sell a $15 shirt on Poshmark and someone's paying $8 to ship one shirt. They're really spending $22 on a single t-shirt. Like that's
yeah,
crazy to me. Now I can understand if it was like a $50 shirt or a $100 shirt, like $8, okay, not bad. But when you're making a lowball offer on a $12 shirt, I mean, I could never justify spending $8 on shipping. So
yeah.
I thought it was like a $5 flat ship rate.
it's like a flat $7.90 something cents. I can look it up and
Yeah.
tell you what it is, but it's somewhere between $7.90 and $8 flat.
Every shipping, like everything.
Every item. You could
Up
buy a
to
pair
five
of
pounds.
you could buy a pair of steel-toed boots for 5 pounds and it'll cost $8. Or you could buy one support your friends t-shirt that weighs 6 ounces and it'll still cost you the same amount of money.
So how does shipping go for you? Do you just like print a label? Like you don't have to like measure it or anything or
Correct. So when you sell an item on Poshmark, they send a shipping label to your email and you open it up and I print it directly to my Rolo and that's it. I don't
And you
I
can,
don't have to do any
I
work.
didn't know this was going to turn into like a whole Poshmark thing, but a couple things that I think is cool about Poshmark is that you can use any priority box, even like flat rate or, the large
Well,
flat rate box.
you can use up to a large flat rate a medium flat rate box.
Okay. Okay.
I'm not I don't quote me on the large flat rate. I don't think you can use large flat rate with Poshmark's shipping option. You can use medium though, for sure.
Okay.
But any
That's cool, man.
priority box or any priority package, padded flat rate, priority mailer, shoebox, 1092, 1095, large mailing box, which is so weird because a large mailing box is bigger than a large flat rate box. And you
Yeah.
can use a large mailing box for Poshmark, but you can't use a large flat rate.
That's crazy.
So
that's cool. Like
I
Josh, have you thought about like opening your
cross-posting.
horizons? Yeah, like horizon like
I have a Poshmark account and I've listed like 3 things. I just didn't like the sharing. Drew, I'm assuming that you have a VA that shares your stuff.
Correct. So I have a virtual assistant. For those of you who don't know what a VA is, stands for virtual assistant. I pay a virtual assistant. I believe it's $100. It's $90 or $100 a month. So it averages out to about $3 a day is what it comes out to. Between $3 and $4 a day, and they share my closet. It's like you get. It's been so long since I've even looked at it, but it's either 3,000 or 5,000 individual shares. Don't ask me how they do it or how they make money because they claim they're not botting, which botting is illegal on Poshmark. You can't just use bots to share your stuff. Poshmark is basically trying to become the Instagram of reselling. Like they want you
Yeah.
on their app, they want you engaged, they want you sharing, bundling, you know, participating in host picks and all this stuff. And but the virtual assistant is well worth it to me. I don't know how they make money. They claim it's a real person, and I see my stuff getting shared daily. And so the way that Poshmark works, and then we can, I guess, move on to a different category for the non-Poshers listening. But the way that Poshmark works is when you list something on Poshmark, every time somebody else shares their item that's in the same category, yours gets bumped down in the search. So for example, if you have a Nike Dry Fit t-shirt, there's probably hundreds of thousands of Nike Dry Fit t-shirts listed on Poshmark. So people are constantly sharing their closet, and then it bumps their Nike Dry Fit shirt to the top of the search. And then every time someone else shares, it gets pushed down and pushed down and pushed down. So if you don't share your closet consistently and somebody types in Nike Dry Fit shirt blue and yours is a blue shirt and there's 1,000 other ones, yours will always be at the bottom of the search and most likely to never be seen by a buyer. And so when you share it, it bumps it up to the top. And even though there are other people sharing, it'll at least keep it somewhat active in the search. So, that's why if you have a lot of items or if you're selling basic items, like if you just type in shirt in your listing and that's all it says, someone's never going to find your item. That's why keywords with eBay and Poshmark and Mercari and all these stores are so important to say vintage 1996 World Series New York Yankees sweatshirt, or whatever, World Series championship sweatshirt. Because the more detailed that you can be in your item title, the easier it's going to be for someone to find your item. If you just put in vintage shirt or Yankees sweater, there are so many Yankees sweaters on there, but somebody who knows that the Yankees won the World Series in 1996 and they were at the game or they were watching it on TV, or they're looking for something like that, it's going to be a little more specific. And that's typically how I sell most of my clothing items, is by, people searching something directly, not just typing in Nike shoes, because there's millions of Nike shoes on Poshmark and eBay. So that is really important.
That's awesome. Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm just getting into a new platform is tough, and I think the transition from eBay to Poshmark would be a lot easier than the transition from Poshmark to eBay. But I don't know, it just seems like eBay's working for me, in terms of like my business, the numbers that I want. Joey, I don't know how you feel, but I'm sure that cross posting to multiple platforms like you would help us get to your level of being a reseller. But I don't know. I just feel like it's a lot of work for to get rolling. Definitely worth it.
It's definitely worth it. And I'll give you a perfect example. Is today I shared on my Instagram, I've made sales on 5 platforms today. I've made like 4 or 5 sales on eBay today, 2 sales on Mercari, 3 sales on Poshmark, 1 sale on Depop, and 1 Facebook Marketplace sale, or 1 Facebook Marketplace deal that I'm still working on with the buyer. They haven't purchased it yet, but they said they're going to buy it. So, but when you look at my sales, like the sales that I made on Mercari, I sold 2 items. One was a pair of Nike Air Max 97s for $170. And then one was a pair of Brooks running shoes for $40. So within 2 sales on Mercari, it's $210 that you're not going to see on my eBay 90-day total.
Yeah.
So that's why one reason why I don't really share my numbers, because you could look at my eBay 90-day total and be like, wow, Drew does a lot of work for, X amount of dollars, but what you don't see is all the other sales that I'm making across other platforms as well. So whereas I may only show that I did $400 in sales on eBay today, I pretty much did like $700 in sales across all platforms. But you're not going to see that because, or at least if you looked at my 90-day total, you wouldn't see that. So, that's why I like cross-posting. And because I think there's different buyers on different platforms. I sell a lot of video games on Mercari and Facebook Marketplace. I don't know why. I don't sell anywhere near as many video games on eBay. They just sell so fast on Mercari. And if you're considering cross-posting, to anybody listening, and to you guys, Josh and Joey, I would encourage you to start with Mercari over Poshmark, because you can list anything on Mercari. The fees are cheaper, and you don't have to constantly share your items. So it's a much more user-friendly platform for reselling if you want to broaden your horizon. And I would say both of you guys, once you start posting up a couple items and you see 1 or 2 sales, you're going to like get that itch to want to list more. I have this guy that follows me on Instagram. His name is Adam, Flea Market Powerlifter. Shout out him if he's listening. He saw me post how much video games I was selling on my Instagram story on Mercari, and sports cards. I sold a bunch of Pokemon cards on Mercari within minutes of listing them, full price sales on Mercari within minutes. And so he decided to start listing baseball cards and basketball cards, and he started selling more on Mercari than he was on eBay. And so you just never know.
I think it also has a lot to do with where you put your time. Like if I spend 2 hours a day cross-posting to Mercari and 10 minutes a day listening to new stuff on eBay, I mean, of course, I'm going to have more sales on Mercari than eBay. Like it's just naturally. So I mean, so Drew, with a person like you yourself that lists and cross posts on every platform, do you see, like, based on the time that you put into listing on each platform versus the sales that come off that platform, do you see one platform outperforming others, like with a direct time to work to profit correlation, I guess?
I would say yes, and the reason for that is because I don't put everything on every platform. So I've slowly narrowed down what I feel like is most popular and best selling for me on each platform. So, for example, guys, everything I buy goes on eBay, and then from there I cross post. So Poshmark gets clothing and shoes, and then Mercari gets video games, Pokemon cards, sports cards, some sports
Hard
cards. I don't list a lot of
hard
sports
goods?
cards. I'm sorry?
Do you do hard goods on Macari?
Some. Like when I was selling bread makers and items like that, I was listing those on Mercari and they were selling pretty consistently. But right now, it's pretty much video games, Pokemon cards, and shoes are the three main things that I focus on Mercari. And so, how I do it is, let's say I'm listing a pair of Nike shoes. They go on eBay, then they go on Poshmark, then they go on Mercari. If I'm listing a vintage t shirt, it goes on eBay. Clothing always goes on Poshmark, and then it goes on Depop because I put all my vintage clothing on Depop. So if I'm selling video game console like a Nintendo 64, it goes on eBay and then it goes on Mercari and then it goes on Facebook Marketplace. So as far as the time correlation, I would say yes, because not every single item I pick up goes on every single platform. And literally once you list it on eBay, you just copy and paste the description into the other listings and it takes me less than 20 seconds to do a cross post on the Mercari. It's so
Really?
simple. It's so simple.
Really? So like I guess it's just practice and time that you've done it just like a million times that it just comes naturally, like, you know?
Well, once you do the eBay listing, you just go into the item description, like selling a Nintendo 64, condition is pre-owned, very good, has been tested and working. And then you copy and paste that and you put it in the description of the Mercari listing, and then you just put title, brand, and price. That's pretty much it on
So there's
Mercari.
no
It's
like
title.
item specifications like on eBay where like there's like a million different things like the color of it,
No.
the height, the size, the everything, like
No.
there's nothing like
The
that.
scent. What does this
I'll,
smell like?
I'll tell you exactly what Mercari's requirements are right now. So I'll go into an item and edit, and you have title, description, category, brand, condition, color, and then price. That's it. And you don't even have to do so categories: video games and electronics, brand, Nintendo, condition, good, color, black, and then you put in the price, and then you put list. Like that's and upload your pictures. It's just so simple. Um, and people who are not afraid to branch out but just haven't branched out yet, it's so much simpler than you think. Um, that if you have any questions and you're listening and you want to cross post, please feel free to reach out to me on Instagram and I'll help you walk through it. It's a lot easier than you think and it's very fruitful. It's very fruitful. Like I sold a pair of Hokas on Poshmark today for $90 that I've had listed on eBay and Mercari for months. So you just
Yeah.
have buyers on every platform.
That might be an interesting video too, like to take 10 items, like a video game, a Wii bundle, or just 10 items for a video, and post them on everything, like Mercari, Facebook, eBay, Poshmark, if you can, and make a video showing, like, list them all for the exact same price, and just see which one sells faster. You can talk about if you promoted it, if you didn't promote it, how many times it was shared or whatever. That might be pretty interesting for people to take a look at.
Yeah. See, like Destiny, my girlfriend, she cross lists to Macari, and I don't even do it. So like, shout out to her, but she makes a couple sales here and there. And I think it's really cool to cross list, and I'm really probably after this podcast here, I'm probably gonna go sign up for Macari and probably start cross listing.
We motivated Joey.
Let's
Or I said we.
go, let's
You
go, baby!
motivated Joey.
It's time to
True.
make some money, man. I want to.
The app is free, and at the end of the day, like, what have you got to lose? If you're wondering why if you're on eBay and you're wondering why, like, man, I haven't been making a lot of sales, maybe I should run a store promotion, or maybe I need to go thrifting again. Like, no, maybe you just need to try. Maybe you just need to go try putting them on another platform. Just upload them to Facebook Marketplace, or you can get apps like List Perfectly that will cross post for you. I haven't tried it. I tried Sellhound and I absolutely hated it because I had to approve of their listing that they created for me before it lists, and it's just a waste of time in my opinion. Rally Roots uses Sellhound and they love it. I personally don't
Yeah,
like it.
they reached out to me to want to do like a sponsorship thing. And I haven't agreed to it yet, but they gave me like some free listings to do. And I wondered about that because basically my knowledge is you just upload photos of your item and they do everything else. And then instead of them like posting it, you do have to go in and approve it. But I kind of like that because they do like a suggested price, like their algorithm kind of searches the market for items that are similar to that and then gives a good suggested price. But I kind of like that I get the final say before it's actually posted for sale because something could go, I could ask them to list a pair of like Jordan 1s or something and something goes wrong and they list them for $20 and they sell instantly where maybe they missed a zero and they should have been listed for 200 or something.
Right.
Yeah. Well, I think the problem that I have with Sellhound, for example, is from what I've seen and what I tested it myself, is that if there's issues, then you have to go back in and edit those. And like in the time that it took for me to edit their listing, I could have just done the listing myself. But that's just the way that I am. So like it's different for each person. Like for you, Josh, because you're making YouTube content and you're focusing more on that. Sellhound could be really good for you because you just have to upload the pictures and then like you can sit on your couch while your video is uploading or something, or rendering or whatever, and make
Yeah.
your adjustments. But for me, like it's just I have my process down so quickly now that I can cross post a pair of shoes or a vintage t-shirt to eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, and Depop literally within 60 seconds after I've done the listing on eBay.
Yeah.
It's
So
just
wait.
so quick.
So now maybe with Sellhound or List Perfectly, do they take off listings that you sold? Let's say like you sold it on Macari and now you have to take that off of like eBay or Poshmark or wherever you have like Depop.
I think Sellhound is just for eBay, if I'm not mistaken.
Sellhound is
It's
not
not.
a cross. Sellhound is not a
Yeah.
cross listing app like List Perfectly is. There's
Oh.
at least not that I'm aware of.
Yeah. I mean,
The only two that I'm aware of are List Perfectly and Vendu. And I think there is a third, but I don't know what it's called. But the problem with them is they do, from what I understand, they do not remove the items from the other stores. You have to manually go in and do that. And so, you know, that's something that a lot of people don't like about cross listing though, is like the Hoka shoes I sold on Poshmark. Now I have to go into eBay and Mercari and remove those shoes to make sure that they don't sell. But I mean, is that extra 15 seconds going into your active listings and typing in Hoka and ending listing worth the $90 that you just sold them for on Poshmark and they wouldn't have sold on eBay? It is to me. So,
yeah. Drew, I will say, I've said dozens of times in my videos and live streams and stuff that you're the best reseller that I know as far as like work and hustle and profit, the money you make, the stuff you sell, the work you're willing to put in. But I think if you take your work ethic and apply it to selling on Amazon, I think you can make thousands and thousands of dollars extra per month. And I know you talked about, I listened to your live stream the other night on whatever show that was, and you talked about how your Amazon account was like banned or whatever. I think it's worth it for you. The same way you're saying it's worth it for people to cross list. I think it's worth it for you to call Amazon and get that account figured out. Because Caleb, Phoenix Resale, he sells most of his video games on Amazon, and it's shocking, like the amount of money that items sell for on Amazon versus what they would get on eBay. Like the markets are entirely different. Like Wii bundles, I know you're selling a bunch of your Wii bundles right now on Facebook Marketplace for like $90. If the right Wii bundles on Amazon in the right condition, you do have to be a little bit more particular about condition on Amazon, but they sell just as fast and for sometimes $50 to $75 more, depending on what games. Your Guitar Hero controllers that you sell, the Rock Band kits, all those, like Amazon is just where you get top dollar for that stuff.
Is there best offer? Is there best offer on Amazon, or is it just one price?
What I like about Amazon is that you don't have to like photograph your item. Like you just have your item and you can choose what condition it is. You always want to be pretty I don't know if it's conservative is the word. Like you don't want to be like, oh, I think this is an excellent condition. You always want to like downgrade it a little
subpar.
bit.
You wanna over deliver and under.
Like Blake Knobloch, he lists everything as acceptable, which is like the lowest one. He's like, just in case, I'd rather somebody buy an acceptable item and get an excellent item than buy a good item and get acceptable, because it's really important to have good feedback. But and then Blake's a good example. Like a couple of years ago when he was focusing more on thrifting, he would thrift all day long, like 9 to 5 and just list everything he got on Amazon FBA. And I mean, it's like used, he sold a used toaster. He got a used toaster at a thrift store for like $4 and sold on Amazon for like 190. And he just like cleaned it up a little bit, listed it acceptable, and it sold. So that's why I'm getting into Amazon more this year. You don't have to photograph your item. You just have to clean and prep it and like grade it. And you just find an item find that item already listed on Amazon. As long as you're ungated for it, you can do like self-fulfilled, merchant fulfilled, where you just list it and it's listed for sale. If it sells, you'll get a notification, then you ship it out like you would on eBay. You don't have to do descriptions. You don't have to do the photos is the biggest part. I'm probably not going to do self-fulfillment. I'm probably going to do everything FBA, which is even better in my opinion, because as long as you grade everything appropriately and get it sent in, it's out of your hand and it's quick. I sent in some FBA last Monday or Tuesday, and it got processed like Wednesday or Thursday, and now it's all available for sale. I haven't sold anything yet, but it's not stuff that would sell super quick anyway.
That's really interesting. You should make like, I'm sorry. You should make like a YouTube video about that. Like I'm sure there's YouTube videos out there, but I just enjoy watching you. So
yeah, with Amazon, it's like the same with Ashley Hustle at Home Mom. Like she makes probably most of her money on Amazon, but she doesn't make hardly any videos about it, because you can't, I can't be like, hey guys, I went to TJ Maxx and found 10 of these items for $10 and they're selling on Amazon for 35, because everybody, if that video gets 50,000 views, 50,000 people are going to go to their TJ Maxx and look for that same item. And then even if only 10 of them send in 5 units, I mean, that creates instant competition for that listing. So it's really hard to share Amazon information.
Yeah, I've noticed that a lot of people don't, when they make videos about Amazon, it's just like showing you how to send in FBA products or how to find a winning product, but they never tell you what the winning products are,
I will say that like retail arbitrage with Amazon is probably the best, because you remember Bearded Picker, he did the video with the Monopoly.
Yeah.
And that he was listed. So he got one, and after he got one, he listed it on Amazon as merchant fulfilled. So he just went on there, found the listing. It's literally, you find the listing, and as long as you're approved, you just click sell this item in new condition, because it was brand new out of the store.
And then he put quantity of like 224, and before he even bought them, he was driving to the Walmarts, and he was selling them as he was buying them in the Walmart. Like he listed that he had 65 available. Every time he walked out of a Walmart in that video, he's like, "Oh, just sold 6 more. Got to go to another Walmart."
What? That is crazy.
Yeah, I think he drove. I think he drove like 700 miles and went to like, I don't know, like 40 or 50 different Walmarts.
Yeah. Oh, it was a lot of Walmarts.
So he made a ton.
He broke the code.
24 hours.
So he broke the code. Like, did he get in trouble for it, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's just trends, man. You just had, he found that item. He's like, okay, this item is selling on Amazon. There's not that many listed. They're only available at Walmart. It's a Walmart exclusive. I found 10, and he was motivated. He just drove. And kept finding them. I think it was like $2,500 in 24 hours, like in profit on those. Wow. I mean, he said he made more on the video than he did selling.
Yeah, his YouTube video has like over 2 million views on it now for that video, but he was paying $19.99 for them, and I think selling them for $69.99 on Amazon or something like that. So after fees and whatever else, how Amazon works, I think he was saying he was about doubling his money per unit he sold.
Yeah, the fees on Amazon are higher than any other place, but you also, like you said with Poshmark, you have to factor in what you're getting for that. Like, no pictures, you can send it. I mean, the audience that Amazon has you can't compare that to any other platform at all. So absolutely. I mean, that's why I want to get into it. And again, I think it is best for retail arbitrage. That way you don't have to worry about the condition of used items so much. But if you're willing to put in the time, like I think you would be, Drew, when I see Blake Knobloch said he did it for a year, and I think it was hundreds of thousands of dollars that he made from just like thrifting and selling on Amazon for a year. So and seeing the work he did, I can definitely see that as something you could get into, especially with your, like I said, the Rock Band stuff, the drums and stuff that's taking up space in your shed. If you found bigger deals and stuff that you could just send in Amazon FBA and get it out of your hair, and just, even if it, I've had stuff that I sent in February to Amazon FBA, which is just now selling in December. But I totally forgot about it because I sent it in, haven't seen it in so long, you know?
So
Yeah, that's a
how do you know
pretty
how many how much stuff you sent in? Is there like a list of all your stuff? Like,
Yeah, you can see your inventory. Like, once you can check on your shipments and stuff. Like, it's, I mean, Amazon has videos on their website, like Amazon Seller Central. They'll have videos showing you how to do it. But you get, like, Reezy Resells has a bunch of videos about it. Chaz from Side Hustle Pro or Network, he has like a 4 or 5 part series video about it. It's not, it's definitely more complicated than any other platform, but it's worth learning. And like I said, Drew, I don't know what happened with your account, but I really think it'd be worth figuring that out, because I'm sure it's just a phone call and they'll just unlock it for you as long as you just verify who you are. You do have to put in like your social and all that stuff. It's the same as you do with eBay for tax stuff. But it, I mean, there's, you literally, it's and now going to like the Amazon stores that I go to, all that stuff's coming from Amazon anyway. So I'm getting to the point now where I can find the items that are still in their Amazon packaging. Like, they cover it with the barcodes. You have to like manually search it. But I went on Fill a Bag Day 2 weeks ago, and I was just finding like really small stuff that, you know, I'd scan it and it was selling on Amazon for like, you know, after fees. And Amazon will tell you, you scan it, you can put in like your buy cost and your shipping to Amazon, which is super cheap. It's usually like 25, 50 cents a pound. So you could put in $1 shipping. It'll tell you this is how much you make. Like, you don't even price it. You can like match the lowest price, but most times people just, let's all agree. Like, the items I sent in last week, there's like 4 or 5 people selling the same thing, but we've all set our items to the same price. Because if people realize, if everybody tries to beat everybody else by a penny, it'll eventually just get down to a penny. You know, it's the race to the bottom. But
yeah.
I like it. I really like Amazon.
Yeah, maybe that's something that I'll push a little bit harder for next year and try to, you know, get into, now that I have my shed and I'll have things set up. I'll have a little bit more time, since my inventory is better organized and stuff. I just there's just so much stuff with Amazon. You know, there's I don't know, I don't even know what they are, but like there's Amazon FBA, and then there's like these guys selling the courses that teach you how to like buy products wholesale, and then, you know, you buy $3,000 or 3,000 packages of gummy vitamins, and you keep them in your garage and you sell them on Amazon. And like, you know, I don't know, I see all these like guys offering these courses for Amazon, and there, it just seems like there's so many different ways to win and sell on Amazon. I know, like, even my friend Katie on Instagram, Katie Reads, she's like been really pushing me to sell books on Amazon. She's like, Drew, all you got to do is scan them. You know, you get the scanner and you scan them, you put your headphones in, and you get like 2 noises. One is that it's not a profitable book, or one that it is a profitable book. And like your scanner will either light up red or light up green. And then you just take that book and you throw it in your cart, and you send them in. You know, and you can like set it to a certain amount of profit, you know, the scanner.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that process is pretty easy. I mean, you have to have a Bluetooth scanner and like the app. I forget what the app's called, but I think that app is like $30 a month or so. I think.
yeah, I downloaded
I
the
don't
free
know.
trial. I downloaded the free trial. I couldn't find any books that were profitable, and I gave up
Yeah.
after like 2 days.
I can't either, dude. I had some guy comment on my video, one of my videos. He's like, "You got to get into books, man. I'm making $5,000 a month selling used books on Amazon. I go to thrift stores 2 days a week." I'm like, I don't know what thrift stores you're going to, man, but I just, like, I went to a Salvation Army and I scanned probably 300 books, and like all on Amazon, and like the most expensive one was selling for like $4, like in profit after fees. I'm like, this just isn't worth it, dude. I could have been to 5 thrift stores by now. So I had better luck on like electronics, like especially like DVD combo units and like VCRs and stuff. That stuff like maximum dollar on FBA. Like the Magnavox DVD, like the
Recorder.
transferable one,
Yeah.
the recorders. Those sell on Amazon. I sold one of those for like $360 or something. Like on eBay, it would have went for maybe $240. You know,
Yeah,
that's
Like,
it's a big
crazy.
difference for sure. I know when I
It's
first started
big.
selling on eBay, one of the things that got me selling DVD recorders was Walter Noblock's videos about DVD combo units. I was like, well, I don't have an Amazon account set up, but if he's selling these for on Amazon for 200, surely I can sell it on eBay for 100. And I started finding them, and he got me into those.
And that's another thing too. Like those tend to take up a lot of space. So like last week, I think I had 7 or 8 just sitting in my garage for the last couple of months. So I just went through and tested them. I had like 3 or 4 that just didn't work. So I just tossed them. I'm not in the business of fixing VCRs. And then the other 3 I sent into FBA, and they haven't sold yet, but at least they're out of my garage,
That's
Yeah,
cool.
you know what's also not in your garage? That Rock Band set for $7 that you didn't pick up.
Yeah, but I have another Rock Band set in my garage that I still haven't tested.
I'm
I'm gonna
so
test this week,
that.
dude. Like Haley's off Monday, and so I've got Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and I just need to get some stuff tested, like do the dirty work that I've been putting off. I want to get all that out of the way before the first of the year.
Get it,
Go,
baby.
Let's get that
Dude,
stuff
we can
tested.
do a live listing.
I could do a live listing.
Dude,
My problem
Monday
is
night.
like when I go live, I get so caught up in like the audience. Dude, yeah,
Well,
I do need to.
We can all go live on Monday on Joey's channel and do a live listing, and then that way you don't have to worry about the comments. That's Joey, because he doesn't do any listings anyway.
I'll go ahead and commit to that.
Can we just talk about last Monday? Like, dude,
I wasn't there. I was sleeping, but I heard.
Dude, last Monday, I don't know what happened, but I just went nuts. Like, I was just screaming, like, just so happy because Tim Osborne to Thrift, he started it. He was just like, is this like a donating party? Like, that was his like donation. And then like people were just donating after one of another. I just want to say thank you to everyone that donated. Like, you didn't have to do that, but it actually like made my life. Like, that's what all I've ever wanted was to be like super happy like that. Like, wow. Me and Drew were just like bouncing off the walls. Drew could not literally, like, he couldn't yell because his whole family's sleeping. So you see him banging his head on like priority boxes. He's making like different like box eyes. Like, dude, it was so funny. That was like the best night ever on YouTube. Like,
I saw all the Instagram highlights that you posted on your story, and it did look like a really fun time. I think I had one of those live streams where I think it was when my eBay store got suspended, and I got a couple super chats, but people just kept buying stuff from my store.
Yeah.
I was like, I sold like 46 or 47 items that day. Like, it's crazy. Like,
So for those of you who don't know, Joey does a live listing every Monday night, and I usually join it. And this particular Monday last week, I was having internet issues. I was having webcam issues. My screen was glitching. Like, you could tell I was getting like really frustrated in the first like 15 minutes of Joey's live. And I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. This is so frustrating. And I literally walked away to try to find an Ethernet cable long enough to run directly from my wireless router to my computer to see if it would help. And in the process of that, I walked back in, and my Ethernet cable wasn't long enough by like 6 feet. I would have had to it's a long story. Anyway, it would not reach. And I walk back in, and Joey is losing it on the live. And I'm like, what's going on here? I'm like pissed off right now, and you're screaming. And there was like 5 super chats sent in, and then it just wouldn't stop. It was like $50, $20, $10, $4.99, $5.99, $10. And then I was like, okay, you know what? Screw my internet. I'm just going to start being happy for Joey. And like, I wasn't just like pretending to be happy. I was like so surprised by what was going on because I was in the live when it was happening. I just went immediately from being angry about my internet issues to like being so happy. And Joey was like, Drew, get a Rock Band guitar right now. And we both grabbed Guitar Hero guitars and like started pretending to rock out on the live. It was so crazy, but it was so much fun.
Oh yeah, I saw. Is it Anfisa Far North Thrift?
yeah.
She posted on her Instagram story, and she was like recording their screen of the chat, and like while she was doing the story, like somebody else super chat came in, and she was just like by herself, at her home, just like laughing. She's like, "This is crazy! This is so exciting!" Like, It's crazy.
This I'm showing you guys because we can see each other. We have like a StreamYard up so we can see each other. But my parents came in and it was a live super chat. My brother had a megaphone. I'm like, what is that? And if you guys go back, it's like in the middle of the live stream. They came in and sent in a live super chat. And the funniest thing was there was two bills in there. So first I pulled out the $2 bill like this. I just thought it was a $2 bill. I was like, what? This is crazy. And then my dad's like, no, there's more. And then I pulled out $100 bill. Like I was like, what? And like that's when it got nuts. Like
Yeah,
I
that's
went crazy. And
Dude, I wish I was awake because I totally would have super chatted you like $100.
oh, dude, no.
If only I was awake.
What's
was
even crazier is Joey's parents don't live at Joey's house. Like they live,
yeah.
they left their house, got in their car, drove to Joey's house, and then knocked on the door. Destiny opened it, and they ran upstairs and screamed live super chat. Crazy.
I did not know that, dude. That makes it even better. I thought they
Yeah.
were just like visiting.
No, dude, they were just they came over, and that's why I was so surprised because I thought it was Destiny because it's just me and her. And then I hear my little brother. I'm like, no way. My grandma, my grandpa, and my sisters, my brother, my mom, my dad, they're all in the room. I'm like, dude, this is not happening right
Yeah.
now. And then the funniest thing is they left, they went home, and they donated me $100 again on the live chat. Dude,
Crazy.
dude, it was the greatest night of my life, dude. I've never, my cheeks were hurting so bad because I just was smiling the whole time.
If you
Yeah,
guys are
well,
listening and you haven't seen that video, just to see how crazy we were going, go to Joey Bada Bing 22, his YouTube channel, and just look up his most recent, as of right now, his most recent live. I think you changed the title though, right? Like
Yeah, I said
changed
the
it.
best listing live, like in eBay history or something like that.
Yeah, and so search for that and just like scroll through. It started like in the first 20-25 minutes, and then from there for like an hour it just went nuts. So you guys have to watch that.
If
It
you
was a
have
lot of
nothing,
fun.
if you guys have nothing to do, like literally just listen to it. Like it was just amazing. It was too much fun.
But yeah, thank you to all resellers in the reselling community that supported. It was just crazy. There's no other words for it other than like crazy, insane, unbelievable. It's just crazy.
And it's like I was saying, man. Like when we a couple of podcast episodes ago, when we were talking about if you should quit your job, I really think, I mean, you just have a great personality, and people just want to support you. And yeah, somebody said you were like asking for money. I was like, Joey was not asking
No.
for money. It's just, it just starts like that. Like people want to see good things happen to you. You're a good dude. People want to see you succeed, and if they can be a small part of that, if you see a super chat train and it just makes like, oh, I'll give him $5. Let me just add let me add $10. It's fun to be a part of someone else's success if you enjoy seeing them. So I think whenever you decide to make that jump into full time, like I really think you're going to see just a ton of support from the reselling community coming your way.
Even like I'm probably going to make another channel, not even like about reselling. I think I just want to make a channel of just my energy, like coming seeing you guys or like just doing anything. Like I just feel like that would be such a fun channel to like just do whatever I want. Like I just feel like that's what I want with YouTube, but I love eBay reselling so much. Like I'm always going to do it, always. But being a YouTuber is just a special piece of my life. Like I just know I'm going to be doing something different, but I'm definitely always going to be doing eBay reselling. Like I just enjoy the fact that you can go to a thrift store, garage sale, estate sale, anywhere and literally just flip something for more profit. It's just amazing how you can do that.
You could title the channel My Energy. There's no YouTube channel from what I'm seeing that's named My Energy right now. It'd be
Bro,
kinda funny.
I'm going to start a YouTube channel that says My Energy. What? Let's go. Oh my gosh. I'm excited, man. Like I'm so excited for the future. Like I just want to have fun. Like that's what life's supposed to be about, not working 9 to 5. Now we're going back to like quitting my job. But it's just that's what life's about. like just enjoying life, and I just want to make people smile like how I did on Monday night. Like that's all I wanted. Like the money doesn't mean like anything to me. Like I just want to make someone smile. Literally, that's it. That's all I
Yeah.
want.
Well, that's awesome, Joey. We're really happy for you.
Thank you. Sorry, I'm just pouring out my life.
Pouring out your life, and we're just speechless. To be honest, I'm looking. I have my other screen pulled up here, and I'm trying to look for a new desktop monitor. I was looking for some year-end tax write-offs, and there's actually some pretty interesting. Like, I don't want to talk about taxes, but there's some pretty interesting stuff you could get into. I was talking to some pretty high-end YouTubers about it. In the YouTube space, like creative, like when you start getting into videos and video creation as a business, there's some really creative write-offs you can have with it. I think the most interesting one is like I don't know for sure about this, but I've heard that there's like a pet modeling fee. So like if you have a pet that like, is a star or a character on your YouTube channel, like Mose, my dog's in a lot of my videos, I could pay him a salary, like a pet modeling fee, because there's pets that are in like dog food commercials and they get paid for that, so of course I'm not an accountant and this is not tax advice, but it's interesting to think about some tax write-off, especially this time of year. So I was looking at spending some Christmas money and getting a wider monitor for video editing, like one of the really, really long ones to see the whole video timeline. But yeah, man, it's cool. YouTube's fun, dude. Like just having this as a business, and reselling's like, I love reselling, obviously, but YouTube is it's a really interesting field to be in. It's something that I never thought I would be in. I definitely never thought it would be as big for so many people. I think I saw a statistic the other day that there's like 80,000 people this year just in the video game category on YouTube have hit 100,000 subscribers. I'm like, that's a lot of people that have a lot of subscribers. Like back in the day, there was only a few famous YouTubers, and now like there's people that are full-time YouTube with 20,000 subscribers. Depending on how they monetize their channel, and it's a crazy business, man.
That goes to show that you could do anything in this world, no matter what it is, what your goals are. You can do anything in this world. That's why I love YouTube, because the name of YouTube is just so perfect, because it's about you, and you can show your energy. Like I just, everything about you, like even you, Josh, like I just get so excited. Like today you posted a video, I'm like, dude, let's go. Drew posted a video yesterday. Like I'm so excited to see my friends like succeed, like you with your shed, Drew. Like I'm just so happy to see that you have all your inventory in there, and like that's like, you're so happy you put the carpet in there, you're hanging from the rafters. Like it's just like your life is just so much better now. Like, and like it's just so cool to see the journey where you came. What's that?
I'm gonna start doing pull-ups in my shed, and by the end of next year I'm gonna be so buff you guys won't even recognize me.
Yeah, so like, dude, it's just so cool to seeing like you guys succeed. Like it's just so cool, like where you've come from. Like, dude, Josh, I subscribed to your channel like when you were like at 6,000 or like 7,000 subscribers. Like that's so long ago, and just to see where you're at right now, like you're at 78,000 subscribers. It's like, wow, man, like it's just so cool. Like I'm just amazed. I'm just like, it's just so cool, like seeing where we go from, the new year, and how far you've come. And even you, Drew, like the shed, like, and your YouTube channel, like it's just, everything is falling into place. I just can't wait to like monetize it more, like even for me,
just get into it more. I mean, if you treat it like a business, like YouTube, you should never get into YouTube, never start YouTube just for the money. But if you get into it to help people and become a person in the community, to provide people, whether that be with entertainment or education or a mixture of both, which is what I try to go for. I mean, people will appreciate it. I remember when I found Matt Diavella. He was at like 60,000 subs the first time I saw him. I'm like, dude, this guy is great. Like, why does he only have? He's not a reseller. If you listen to the podcast, Matt Diavella makes like minimalism and like lifestyle videos, but they're very well done. They're like all like mini documentaries. So when I found him, like even this was like a year and a half, maybe 2 years ago, and even at that time, like his videos were higher quality than most other videos that I'd seen. And I'm like, why is this guy only at 60,000 subs? And like last time, I'm pretty sure he hit 1 million like 6 months ago. I mean, and that was within the last 2 years. Um, Another one, Peter McKinnon. He's like a photography and videography channel, and he actually used to. He's a little bit older than me. I think he's like 32, 33 maybe. But he worked at State Farm. Like he was like a customer service agent for State Farm, and just wanted to. He'd always been doing photography, and he like got fired one day. He's like, well, I guess I'll just try to do YouTube. And he won like breakout YouTuber of the year like
Wow.
2 years ago. And now he's got 3 or 4 million subscribers. So it's just, there's so many people that I've watched their lives unfold on YouTube. Like they go from starting out, they go from this dark point in their life. And now it's become, like their full-time job and like just a wonderful, wonderful thing in their life. Yeah, man, it's very, very exciting for sure.
Yep.
It's very interesting to be like within the YouTube space, because it's like I feel like so many people watch YouTube videos and so many people go like, I need to start a YouTube channel. I need to start making YouTube videos. And those people like always say it, but then they never do it. And then
Mhm.
once you just start doing it, it's like when you make YouTube videos, I mean, yet like Josh said, you're not making money for quite a while. You know what I mean? Even when you hit 1,000 subscribers, you got to get 4,000 hours of watch time. And
Yeah.
there's a lot of factors that go into starting to be monetized. And then even once you're past that, you could put out a video and it could only make you 28 cents if you don't get the views and the watch time. So it takes
Yeah.
a long time to get there. But I think that like where a lot of people find happiness with YouTube is the fact that you can make money from it and you can do it at your own pace and at your own schedule. So like nobody's forcing you to upload 5 videos a week. Nobody's forcing you to buy $8,000 worth of camera equipment. You can literally, like me as of right now, make videos from your phone, or then you can do GoPro, you can do like all these different, you can upgrade your mic quality, you can, use different editing software, but like it's all at your own pace. And to anybody who's listening that is afraid of like what people are going to think of them, like how they look or how their videos are going to come out, everybody thinks that when they first start, and you just have to put out your first video. Like everybody's first video is always their worst video. Just do it
Mhm.
and get it over with, because the first video is going to be the most embarrassing, the most cringy, the most everything, and just get that first video out there, whatever you do. Like Anfisa, Far North Thrift, we mentioned her earlier. She does a lot of thrifting and reselling, but she also lives in Alaska, and she's got like chickens on her farm, and not farm, but on her property. And it's like frozen lakes and creeks, and like she's got so much cool stuff she could make. So,
Yeah.
um,
I think
yeah,
it's
just
important to like in the reselling niche. Like, I mean, it's obviously important to provide people with reselling content, but I think people are curious about your life as well. That's why I think guys like Lonnie has had such success with like the vlogs, because they're short and simple, but he's just himself. He doesn't try to be anybody he's not, and I think that's why people resonate with him so much. And
right.
back in the day, he used to post a little bit more about his personal life. I think they used to talk about his like trivia nights and things like that. Um, but I don't know. People just like, I think with Anfisa, like her big draw is like she's a reseller, but she also provides like that vlog experience of being in Alaska, which is something that very few resellers probably can relate with. Like they're just so interested in that. So just find something in your life that's interesting and like mention it a little bit, in some of your videos. Let people get to know you as a person, not just you as a reseller. And I think that's how people can grow to like you more on YouTube.
Yeah, I mean, or you could be like, Tim Osborne the Thrift, who has like a $52,000 90-day total, and his
Yeah.
his his 90-day total is so high that people are like, "What the heck are you selling?" You know,
Yeah.
and he's just
And
getting.
he just finished college. Like
Yes.
the last 90 days, he's been a full-time college student and
Wow.
still selling $52,000. It's crazy, man.
Yeah, he's insane, man. I really, really enjoy him and his personality. He's super friendly, and him and I like are kind of troll each other. Like we both keep saying we want to do like a reseller, boxing match, kind of like what Logan Paul and Jake Paul are doing. Like we want to, box each other for YouTube beef and, just to get views and stuff. But, it's just
Yeah.
jokes. But he's just really a great guy. And his wife does like these insane cosplay outfits and stuff. And I've been trying to get him to make videos about it, like within his channel, like, because it's just something
His
cool about
channel's
his wife.
growing too, though. Like he just started
Yeah.
his channel. He's already like 700 or 800 subscribers, like within
Yeah.
a month. I feel like that's crazy. Joey, you're muted.
Joey's talking, but we can't hear him.
Sorry, I was
What
sniffling.
were you saying?
I was sniffling, but no, I was saying that Tim. I feel like he's gonna blow up next. He's definitely putting out some good content, and he's just such an awesome dude. I can't wait to see him grow.
For sure. All right, boys. Well, we're at an hour and 11 minutes,
Wow.
and I feel like this is a pretty good. Episode.
Yeah.
Got any final thoughts?
Make sure you
we
take your
probably won't have a
medicine.
podcast. Yeah, you go ahead, Joey.
Take your vitamins because I'm sick and it's cold outside, and I live in Florida and it's like 40 degrees outside and I'm sick. But
he's still gonna ride a scooter
I'm
tomorrow.
still gonna ride my scooter. Destiny told me I have to lay down all day tomorrow, but that's not gonna happen. We have to list, we have to ship, and we have to ride my scooter tomorrow. So I hope everyone's having a great weekend. I'm coming here up on Monday. I'm sure it's gonna be dropping. So get your packages out, and I'll deliver them for you. So your local mailman.
Final parting words for me. I'm actually trying to pull up the calendar here because I don't think we're going to have another podcast before the end of the year. Because,
my birthday's coming.
Yeah, so happy birthday, Joey. He's going to be 8. And, but to anybody who's listening, thank you for supporting us so far this year, as this is our 10th episode. We hope you have a safe and happy new year. 2021 is going to be the best year we've all ever had. So let's get it. Let's grind. Let's hustle. Let's list. Let's get on Amazon. And let's make some cheddar.
Make some cheddar.
Make that bread.
Well, talk to you next time.
Bread.
Thank you so much.
Thank you guys so much for listening. If you guys like this episode, be sure to go over to our YouTube channel, Triple Thrift Podcast, over there, and give that video version of the audio file a like, and drop a comment over there if you ever have any feedback. We do want to start incorporating some more like viewer questions and comments. So if you guys have a topic or a question you guys would like us to answer or talk about here on the channel, you can drop a comment on that YouTube version of the video. We greatly appreciate it. Thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast tonight. We greatly appreciate your time, and we'll catch you next week.
See ya.
Love you so much.